There is a prevailing notion, a dangerous whisper in the marketplace, that a small stake cannot be cultivated into a significant one, that modest accounts are fated to languish in obscurity. I have witnessed this fallacy bring more operators to ruin than any bear market or financial panic. But I will state a fundamental truth. A speculator who possesses skill, immense patience, and an unwavering method can take a small account and forge it into a substantial operational base. This endeavor begins with a clear understanding of one simple fact. Scaling is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of process. Every move you make must be deliberate. Every position must be managed with cold control, and every decision must honor both your operational rules and your capital. The art of scaling begins with small positions. Positions you can control without emotion. Positions that teach you the iron discipline of command. If you cannot defend a $100 account, you are unfit to defend 1,000. If you cannot master the human impulses of fear and greed with $500 on the line, you will be destroyed by them when 5,000 is at stake. This is your apprenticeship. Here you learn to take a loss without flinching, to secure a profit without succumbing to vanity, and to follow your rules when every fiber of your being screams for you to abandon them. Every small gain is a brick in your foundation, every disciplined trade a cornerstone. Build this foundation properly, and the structure you erect for larger capital will withstand any storm. The first principle of scaling is the preservation of capital. Never risk more than a small fraction of your account on a single venture. 1 or 2% is sufficient. This is not timidity. It is the price of survival. The game of speculation is not about chasing the largest profit today. It is about ensuring you can return to the battlefield tomorrow and compound your gains with methodical precision. As your capital grows, you must gradually adjust the size of your positions in direct proportion to your account. This is the very heart of scaling, increasing your market exposure without extending your risk beyond the limits of your emotional fortitude. Jesse Livermore, or Larry Livingston as he was known in print, consistently stressed that Wall Street extracts a heavy cost of instruction for every lesson learned the hard way. Fortunately, the core principles he developed to survive these expensive market penalties were captured for posterity by Edwin Lefebvre in the 1923 masterpiece, Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. It stands as the finest possible literary training ground, allowing you to absorb decades of painful operational experience without ever having to risk $1 of your own capital. To ensure this timeless wisdom translates accurately to the modern computerized arena, we advise seeking out the Max Davidson Annotated edition. Davidson's careful commentary is indispensable for bridging the gap between Livermore's era and ours. A link to this essential edition is provided in the description below. Once you have mastered the art of the small trade, the next stage is consistent compounding. This is the engine through which a small account begins to exhibit meaningful growth. You must channel a portion of your profits back into the account, all while maintaining the same rigid risk parameters. Do not drain the account of its lifeblood. Leave sufficient capital to continue building your position. This method transforms modest successes into a larger war chest over time. And the key to it all is patience. The market does not operate in haste, and neither should you. Compounding appears slow in the beginning, but once discipline becomes second nature, it accelerates, and the results become a testament to the power of process. A modern tool for scaling is the proprietary trading firm. Many fail to grasp its advantage because they misinterpret the terms of engagement. A prop firm allows you to operate with capital far greater than your own, while enforcing strict conditions on risk and drawdown. But here is the critical point. You must first prove you can handle a small account with unyielding discipline. Prop firms will amplify your correct judgments, yes, but they will amplify your errors with equal force. You cannot bend the rules, you cannot overtrade, and you cannot allow emotion to dictate your actions. Only the disciplined operator who adheres to their plan without deviation can truly benefit from such opportunities. Before you approach a prop firm, you must understand your edge, Know your system, your ratio of successful ventures, your average risk to reward, and your style of operation. Prop firms are not a shortcut to riches. They are a lever for those who have already proven their mettle. Start with the smallest allocation they offer. Operate within their limits and demonstrate consistency. Once you have done so, you can increase your capital exposure step by step. The prop firm allows you to leverage skill, not luck. And that is the true power of scaling through this method. For the self-funded operator, scaling demands incremental growth and diversification. Begin with a small, manageable account. Cultivate it gradually by compounding profits. When your account reaches a comfortable level, you can diversify into other instruments or markets, applying the same rules and strategies that brought you success. This spreads your risk while increasing opportunities for gain. Remember, scaling is not a gamble. It is the measured expansion of a successful enterprise. Each step forward must be justified by your skill, your consistency, and your ability to manage your capital. The human element is as important as the strategy. As your account grows, so does your emotional exposure. Fear and greed are magnified when more money is on the line. The operator who panics with $500 will panic with $5,000. The operator who chases the market for a small gain will chase it for a large one. This is why a gradual scaling process is essential. Your mind must adapt to handling increased responsibility before your capital base expands. Discipline at small levels translates directly to discipline at higher levels. Each stage is a test. Pass it and you grow. Fail, and your losses compound. The mathematics of scaling are simple. Risk a small percentage, reinvest profits, and gradually increase position size as your capital grows. But mathematics alone is useless without discipline. You can possess the perfect formula, but if emotion overrules reason, your growth will halt, or worse, reverse. The market has no regard for your hopes or ambitions. It responds only to skill, patience, and execution. True scaling is a delicate balance between calculated risk and emotional control. Let us consider a practical campaign. You start with a $500 account. You risk 2% or $10 per trade. Your system yields a profit on 60% of your ventures with a risk-to-reward ratio of 1 to 2. Over time, the consistent application of this method allows your account to grow steadily. As it reaches $1,000, you adjust your position size proportionally, never exceeding your psychological comfort. You compound your gains, keep your losses small, and repeat the process. In time, your account doubles, then triples, growing beyond what seemed possible from its humble beginnings. This is the power of controlled scaling. Many operators fail at this juncture because they allow impatience to dictate their moves. They see an opportunity, increase their risk too quickly, or abandon the very rules that made them successful. This is where most accounts are wiped out. Scaling is not about speed. It is about controlled progression. Treat each step as an examination. Have you followed your rules? Can you manage a loss without panic? Can you increase your position size responsibly? Only after passing these tests should you take the next step. Scaling demands a long-term perspective. You're not trying to get rich in a day. You're trying to convert skill and discipline into capital growth. Each successful trade, each careful adjustment, each reinvested profit contributes to the larger objective. By focusing on consistency rather than fortune, by respecting your rules rather than chasing immediate gratification, you create a framework where small capital can grow into something significant. This is not a theory. It is the method that every successful operator in their own way follows. In the end, scaling from a small to a large capital base is a synthesis of skill, discipline, patience, and opportunity. Small accounts provide the education. Prop firms amplify the gains of disciplined operators. Reinvestment compounds the profits, and mastery of the human element ensures longevity. The operator who respects these principles can turn modest capital into meaningful wealth, step by step, trade by trade. It is not an easy path, but it is an achievable one. And the reward is found not only in the profits you make, but in the mastery you gain over yourself and your process. Once you have established discipline, the next challenge is to strategically increase your position size without overexposing your flank. This is where many falter. A string of wins convinces them they can handle more risk than they are emotionally prepared for. Scaling must be methodical. You increase your position size in small, manageable increments, always in proportion to your current capital and your psychological tolerance. If your account doubles, consider increasing your trade size by a fraction, not by the full measure. In this way, growth is controlled, and your mind adapts to the increased responsibility without being shaken. The core tenet in scaling remains your risk per trade. Even as your account grows, you must maintain a strict risk limit, typically 1 to 3%. The larger your account, the more a single losing trade can impact you emotionally. By adhering to a consistent risk percentage, you shield yourself from devastating setbacks while allowing your account to grow. Discipline here is absolute. No impulsive decisions, no chasing the market, no increasing risk out of greed. Reinvesting profits is the next critical tool. Resist the urge to withdraw every dollar gained. Instead, channel a portion back into your account. This controlled reinvestment allows your trading capital to grow faster than through original deposits alone. If you turn $500 into $800, you might withdraw $100 as a safeguard, but leave $200 in the account to compound. Over time, this method builds substantial capital without dramatically increasing your exposure. As your account grows, trade selection becomes paramount. You cannot afford to treat all setups equally when the stakes are higher. Concentrate on ventures that offer high probability and favorable risk to reward. Avoid impulsive trades or those that seem too good to be true. With larger capital, even minor miscalculations are costly. The art of scaling lies not in chasing every fleeting opportunity, but in selecting the right ones and executing them with precision. Scaling also requires you to track your performance and adjust systematically. Maintain a detailed ledger with entries for every trade. Entry, exit, size, rationale, and your emotional state. Review your results to identify patterns. Are you consistently overtrading? Are certain setups more profitable? Are your losses clustered around moments of emotional weakness? This information allows you to make incremental adjustments while keeping your risk controlled. Scaling is not guesswork. It is a process of learning and refinement. Psychology remains the backbone of this entire endeavor. Fear and greed intensify as the account size grows. The larger your capital, the more pressure you feel. Scaling tests your discipline, patience, and ability to follow your plan under duress. Many operators fail not from a lack of skill, but because they let emotion overrule their strategy. To scale successfully, you must treat each trade with the same detachment, regardless of the account size. The habits that made your small account profitable are the same habits that will make a large one grow. Remember this final truth. The size of your account is limited only by your skill, discipline, and patience. Control your mind, follow your rules, and the market will reward your preparation. Scaling is a journey, not a race. Each step builds upon the last. Each decision compounds your capital and your confidence. Those who endure, who apply themselves with discipline, and who embrace the process will discover that small accounts can indeed become large, profitable, and transformative. Master your capital, master your mind, and scale deliberately. The journey from a small to a large account is challenging, but it is the ultimate proof of your growth as an operator. Grow your skills, grow your discipline, grow your account, and the profits will follow. If you are ready to take your skills to the next level and test your discipline, check the link in the description for a recommended prop firm where serious operators like you can begin scaling with real capital. Do not forget to like this video, share it with fellow speculators, and explore our other videos to continue building your operational mastery. Your journey to scaling larger profits begins here, step by step, trade by trade, with discipline as your guide.